Welcome back to Andersen Acres. We are here today with Capricorn, soon to be joined by Gemini. So I am going to breed these two, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Some people have asked me, how do you know when they've been bred? It's pretty obvious, so I'll show you. A couple of things before you start. First of all, this is not an appropriate house for a rabbit. I know, I rail about these cages all the time, but they do serve a purpose in this case. He doesn't live in here. Obviously, there's nothing in here. His litter box isn't in here or nothing. So he doesn't live in here. This is the cage I use for potty training little bunnies. And I also use it if I rescue a rabbit and he's never drank out of a bowl before, I can put a water bottle on the side with a bowl under it and teach them to drink out of a bowl. But I also use it when I'm breeding them. Because there's nothing in here, and this isn't Gemini's territory. I'm holding Gemini right now. So it's not Gemini's territory. The entire house is basically Gemini's territory. Because if you've seen my videos, she's all over the place, often on my bed, sometimes on the couch. It depends. So the whole house is her territory, and it's not a good idea to breed your rabbits in the female's territory. They can be very territorial, like crazy territorial. So you do not want to bring the male to the female. You want to bring the female to the male. So what I do is I use this cage, and I only use it for about half an hour. So he's been in here for about 20 minutes now. That's what I do. I pop him in for about 20 minutes, kind of get his scent all around. So this becomes his space. And I clean it between uses so it doesn't smell like Loki, who was last bred in here. But it smells like Capricorn right now because he's been in here about 20 minutes. So I let him do that. He kind of moves around. He's not doing anything. He's just bouncing around. If you saw the previous video, you saw the two of them getting kind of interested in each other through the bars. That's another thing I do. I bring her around, but she's not allowed in the cage. So they start to get interested. You can kind of see that they like each other, that they might be in the mood. They really wanted to get to each other, and that's fine. It's what we want. But it just allows them to kind of get prepped. So he's been in here about 20 minutes, and I've got Gemini in my hands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put her in, and there's a couple of possible responses. The best thing is if he wants to breed her and she wants to be bred. But we also might have her say no. If she attacks him, then that's not good. That means she's not quite ready yet, and I might have to wait a couple of days. Hopefully we don't have that response. Hopefully she's receptive. He will chase her around, and she might chase him around this pen for a couple minutes. That's pretty normal, but she should settle pretty quick. If she doesn't settle pretty quick, if she attacks him, I have to take her back out and try it a few days from now. You also might have him not be interested. So she might be fine, but he might just be kind of a doofus and not know what he's supposed to do. Usually, if I take her out and then I bring her back in an hour, he'll have figured it out. He's pretty good, so I don't expect that'll happen, but you never know. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put her in there, and we're just going to see what happens. I'm not going to tell you what to expect, because if he is in the mood and she is in the mood, it'll be pretty obvious what he's doing. So let's just introduce Gem. And you want it gently, Gem. So Gemini is a little bit bouncy right now. So she's kind of not going to want to do this nicely. There we go. That was kind of rough. Okay, Gem. She kind of bounced out of my arms because she didn't really want to stay in my arms anymore. Because there's boy. And here's boy. So you kind of get him going and let them sniff. You don't want to get involved here. And they should circle each other a couple of times. And you don't interfere. And I'm not sure if that was caught on the audio, but he actually squeaks. So you kind of want to let him get her a couple of times just to make sure his aim was on. I think his aim was fine. Not her head, bud. I don't want to clean her up. So you just kind of want to leave them to it. They're actually good at this. Rabbits are actually fine at this. Okay, they know how to do this. So we're just going to move the camera. I know he's, of course. That's her head, man. Come on, that's her head. So they're actually both doing really well. She's receptive, and he's obviously eager. That really didn't take long. Never does. There we go. And that's exactly what you want. I know it's hilarious. I know he falls right off. Usually I let him go 3 times and then I'll take her out and let her go back to her space. And then I'll return him to the living room because it's his day in the living room. She gets to stay in the bedroom. So that's actually exactly what you want. I know it's funny. I know he should fall off like that. If you can get him to do that 2 or 3 times, then you're pretty sure that he got her. And she has had babies before and he has made babies before, so I know that they're both fertile. So if he gets her a 3rd time, I absolutely know that she will have babies because they're both really good at this. So that's what you want. That was actually perfect. Okay, that went really well, didn't take long. Literally, it takes you once they're in the cage together or in the zone you have together, have it a small zone so she can't hide under anything. But once they're in the zone together, it really only takes a couple minutes. You'll notice her head is down. Her head is down and she's still. That means she's quite receptive. She's actually quite happy about this because she's been in the mood for a couple of weeks. And how do you know that? They won't stop being nuts. Okay? They will not stop being crazy. She's been up all night, thumping, jumping around, running on my head. She's crazy. So you kind of know the female is ready when she gets really, really restless. So she's been incredibly restless, and she actually really likes being a mom. If you have a rabbit that didn't do well as a mom the first and second time, sometimes a first time mom's not great, but if this... Okay. Now you guys are going to groom each other. That's nice. Thump and groom. That's what we do. First we do a big thump. So a first time mom may have not great instincts. A second time mom should have it on the ball. So, oh man, come on. Backwards. Yeah, he was backwards. But a second time mom should have it down pat. If you've bred a rabbit twice and she was a terrible mother both times, then you probably... There we go again. But then you probably want to reconsider breeding her. So she is most likely pregnant now because he's pretty efficient. He's quite fertile. He's never failed me. He's such a good boy. So that's it. That's literally it. They're done. So I'm going to return them to their zones for the day, and we will check in on Gemini periodically throughout her pregnancy. It's literally only 31 days. So 31 days from today, I can expect babies. She kindles like the evening of night 30. So yeah, I have babies by the morning of 31. So early March, I will have some babies. There you go, buddy. See, she's quite relaxed. He's quite eager. That's what you want. If she's fighting him, then she's not ready. Okay, and now he's going to groom her because he's a nice husband. Oh, no, now he's... Okay, fine. Okay, sometimes his aim's bad. We have to live with that. That's fine. Anyway, that's about it for us here today at Andersen Acres because that's all we were doing. We were just getting Gemini pregnant. So hopefully we will see you tomorrow with another video.